Hey Aries, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to your weekly quick read for the week beginning December 14th through to the 20th. Now, I wanted to do what I call a walk through the pillars, okay? A walk through the light pillars. Now, powerful week, all right? We kick off with a total solar eclipse, new moon in Sagittarius on the 14th. We certainly have had some significant solar activity. We end the week preparing for solstice on the 21st of December, which is also what is otherwise known as, no, not solstice being otherwise known, but it is also the same day as the great conjunction, all right, of Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. Massive, massive shifts, not just as far as energies we haven't seen for hundreds and hundreds of years, okay? But we're rewinding and reigniting a 20-year story. We're beginning a whole new era, if you like, okay? We're coming out of the age of Pisces, which spans 2,000 years, into the age of Aquarius. There is so much stuff going on, and certainly I highly recommend you rewatch last week's quick reads where I talked about the karmic crossroads. When we're noticing eclipse energy activate in our life, which will take us through, okay, to the next 6 months. It ignites a 6-month chapter, and we're certainly kicking off a new solar eclipse cycle, okay, with the Sagittarius solar eclipse, because the last solar eclipse that we had was in Cancer, which closed off the 2 years prior. Massive, massive week. So I'm simply calling it a walk through the light pillars. Now, what does it take? It takes our shadow work, it takes light work, and it takes a merging, okay, union of these two things in order to truly birth the new. Anyone that has been on a soul path journey is completely familiar with how hard the surrendering process goes. How hard it is to let go of what is comfortable, what is known, because it's the unknown that frightens us the most. We can't see it. But yet, when it comes to empaths, intuitives, and sensitives, that is the greatest challenge. To accept and embrace our intuition is akin to freedom, is akin to self-trust, which requires self-love. Hence, so much easier to work with the external, work with the physical, work with our reality, the mirror, what's in front of us. We judge self based on what we are told. You know, this internal work, this soul path work is all about going within and really going against the grain of everything we've ever been shown on what it means to be human. We know what it means to be a 3D human. What does it mean to be something a little bit more than that? What does it mean to be superhuman, where we're using more than just perhaps 10% of our mind, where we've come into some sort of wholesome balance of not just our mind, but our emotions, our spirit, and our connection to soul too, our awareness of energy. It's a whole new reality, a whole new ball game, and certainly this Aquarian era of light is something else entirely. So I want to take a look at 2 soul cards for you to see what your 2 pillars are that you are walking through and what it's going to take to get there. It's so interesting how synchronistic this will be. And I'll take a look at some tarot to help finalize the details of what that might be in relation to, because this is more than just a love story, a career story. This is about you and your greatest alignment with your soul and self. Alrighty, Aries, I know it's a mouthful, it's a big week, it's a massive light activation week. I love this kind of energy. Enough with the conflict. It's going to take a little bit or a whole lot of courage, okay, to really step out of your fear, my lovely Aries, and to be able to walk through the pillars of trust, aka intuition, and the pillars of envy. What does that mean for you, okay? How have you battled your own shadow work, light work, in the realms of this energy of envy, in the realms of this energy of trust? Where is it going to take a deeper level of courage from you to be able to embrace a new level of trust in self, circumstances, opportunities, in letting go of the past? Where is it going to take a level of courage you perhaps haven't reached before or engaged before when it comes to the influence of the energy of envy? And I do want to say it is an influence because it is outside of our reality, whether it is experienced through us looking out, whether it is experienced by us from others looking in. This energy of envy can quite simply be looked at from a soul level as an energy of lack. seeing something happening that we're not experiencing. And how does that shape my perceptions? Does it create a sense of lack within me? Does it create a sense of jealousy? Does it create a sense of misfortune? Does it ignite grief and remind me of all those times I was abandoned, lost, wasn't chosen, whatever the case may be, whether this applies to you, whether this applies to energy you're experiencing from another, or within a significant experience in your life, and you find yourself being directed, this energy of envy being directed at you, okay? It is all pertaining to base foundations. It's all pertaining to solar plexus, which is our genuine will and self-confidence in self. Self-confidence is not, if you look at this energy of self-confidence, why do so many of us not shine too brightly? We don't want to be put under the spotlight for fear of criticism, for fear of shining too bright, for fear of, the inevitable mob mentality, and perhaps, Aries, that is the old world that we need to walk away from, whether we've been affected by this, whether we're experiencing internally. And again, I love this card because it is all about intuition. It's all about seeing a whole new way of doing things. It's about seeing the truth of the emotions that are ultimately stirred by perceptions and beliefs that were begun at some point in our journey, in childhood, in a significant relationship, in our teen years, whatever the case may be. Okay, the trust card talks very strongly about third eye. Third eye is all about a new way of seeing. And when we can look back on the past, and when we can look at our future and look at ourselves in a whole new lens, we develop a whole new perception, okay? We're creating a whole new vibration because we're no longer triggered by that stuff from the past. We're no longer fueled by the same insecurities that we might be experiencing when we're thinking about our present circumstances or self. We might not be fearing this fear and lack of courage when it comes to the future and how we can do everything differently, or whatever the case may be. Can I do it? Can I achieve it? The two pillars for you as we activate this total solar eclipse in Sagittarius and walk into solstice and the Great Conjunction, which is launching a whole new era of light, is going to ask that you merge this energy of envy, this energy of trust, and whatever that journey has been for you for both of those areas, and bring them together. Okay, it's going to create a whole new energy. It's going to create a whole new frequency. And if I look at that, that's my solar plexus and my base. So that's 1, 2, 3 even, the first 3 chakras. This is all about third eye and crown. How do I bridge the lower 3 chakras to the higher chakras? Well, first, I have to feel it. And then I have to speak it to release it. Okay, so that's heart chakra, throat chakra, green and blue. That's the difference between these two. That's what you will birth. A whole new way of experiencing communication, a whole new way of experiencing heart chakra areas. Love, open-heartedness, trust comes from here too. Okay? And the energy you release out of, it's not just about communication, it's about the energy you are creating internally so that you release something out into the world after the merge. Alrighty? So, enough with the conflict, enough with being at conflict with others, enough with hesitating and sitting on the fence, okay? This year has been a journey into the center of your wisdom, and in many ways you would have known this. This has been a year to gain truth and clarity around these areas of your life and how they ultimately influence you. You could be the target of envy from others, and that, naturally as an empath, begin to shape your decisions around that. That might seem a bit uncustomary for an Aries to do that, but you might be influenced by your moon sign, your Mercury sign, whatever the case may be. Take it however it resonates. We make decisions based on these energies, based on these challenges perhaps, and we can look back on our whole timeline and see how we've ultimately they have shaped every single decision in our life. Where has a lack of trust in self ignited this need to embrace courage? Because you are divine, you are divinely guided to experience everything that crosses your path, okay? There is no fear, okay, as we step through the pillars of light, alrighty? Emotional confusion, emotional expression, and feeling like I can move forward in the realms of emotions and feeling emotionally overwhelmed. This is all about how you hold space. Like I said, what you birth when you blend these two energies is an activated heart chakra, an activated throat chakra. The cups are all about the heart, Okay, communication is strongly represented by the Knight of Swords. Like I said, you will experience new ways in which to experience your throat chakra. Communication, communicating your desires, stating your truth, not the stuff that's just on the surface. Okay, maybe there's an apology here at play. Okay, maybe you are waiting on an apology, maybe you are wanting to extend one. This could certainly represent a new way in which to experience and hold space for our emotions after a time of experiencing emotional confusion, or at least patterning that pertains to this relationship I have with my heart and my emotions. Here they are coming out, and they're being offered in a whole new way. And this is all systems go. Maybe this is in the realms of children. Maybe you are being brought back to childhood. Your teen years was relevant for some areas that I'm connecting into, and how emotional confusion shaped or was of an influence, where it was safer to not connect to our emotions and come from here, to come from our fire. Whatever the case may be, there's something here about a rebirth, okay, of your emotional body, of your heart chakra, and more importantly, your throat chakra as well. I'm even going to say the next water season, okay, is significant for you guys to feel like it is all systems go. So that will be Pisces, and that's at the end of February into March. All right, Aries, that was your light pillars reading for the week of, goodness me, a solar eclipse as well as the Great Conjunction is huge. Keep an eye on the page, on the Facebook page, for more content. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, I've temporarily paused them due to the energies. I'm waiting until the 21st sort of subsides. I'll activate them again online, okay, on the shop, but you will see that there is a link for gift vouchers, because it is the time of gift giving. And if you're being asked what you want for Christmas, perhaps maybe another Indigo Ascension experience might be something you are chasing. All right, and I'll also be releasing a whole bunch of other new products and services across the next 6 weeks, so keep an eye out on the shop link. But you'll find that in the link above in bio if you're watching on Instagram, and in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. Take care, Aries. See you next week.